He arrived on Wall Street with empty pockets, driven by an insatiable hunger for greatness. Very quickly, Jordan Belfort realized that in this world, money never sleeps. And neither should he. He wasn't selling stocks. He was selling dreams. And he was ready to do whatever it took to climb the ladder, even if it meant setting everything around him on fire. It all begins with a surreal scene. Jordan, high on drugs, nearly crashes a helicopter. The tone is set. For him, money is a passport to excess, ecstasy, and the disregard of rules. But to understand the man behind the legend, we must go back to the beginning. At 22, newly married to Teresa, Jordan lands his first job at L.F. Rothschild. There he meets Mark Hanna, a wild mentor who lives a no-limits lifestyle. During a now iconic lunch, Mark lays down 2 commandments. Always stay relaxed with drugs, and never stop masturbating to relieve stress. Jordan is shocked, but fascinated. Inspired, he earns his broker's license. But just as he steps into the big leagues, the 1987 stock market crash hits. Jordan is fired. Teresa, loyal as ever, encourages him to find a new path. He reinvents himself at a small penny stock agency, where commissions reach a staggering 50% per sale. On his first day, he convinces a client to invest $4,000 and earns $2,000. He's found his gift. He partners with Donnie Azoff, a strange neighbor married to his own cousin. Together they found Stratton Oakmont, recruiting a team of misfits. None of them have experience, except for Braid, a natural who impresses Jordan with one line, "Sell me this pen." Their strategy is simple but lethal. Start with prestigious stocks to build trust, then switch to worthless ones. Jordan even writes a foolproof script, turning his sellers into persuasion machines. The success is explosive. Money flows like water, and so do the excesses, drugs, orgies, outrageous parties. The office becomes a zoo. Jordan tries to impose a few rules, but decadence reigns. Forbes brands him the Wolf of Wall Street, denouncing his shady methods. But for a generation of young traders, he becomes a god. To maintain control, Jordan brings his parents into the company. But the expenses spiral. $26,000 on desserts, thousands more on prostitutes. His father explodes in anger. Jordan laughs, but the cracks begin to show. Then he meets Naomi, a stunning model. Love at first sight, an affair, a lightning-fast divorce from Teresa. Within days, everything changes. Jordan marries Naomi, buys a yacht, a mansion, hosts wild parties in Las Vegas. The world is his. But the bigger the empire grows, the more attention it draws. The FBI starts circling. Jordan tries to move his millions to Switzerland through Naomi's Aunt Emma, a docile European elder. The plan seems to work, but things unravel. One partner is arrested carrying a suitcase full of cash. Jordan, high on drugs, gets the alert, and paralyzed, crashes his Lamborghini while trying to drive home. Paranoia sets in. Donnie, unstable, causes a scene and nearly chokes to death. Jordan serves him, despite their downward spiral. The FBI doesn't let up. Cornered, Jordan agrees to a deal. He'll give up his partners in exchange for a reduced sentence. But during a farewell speech to his team, he snaps and announces he's staying. The room erupts in applause, but that moment of pride kills the deal. The noose tightens. Emma dies. The Swiss millions are frozen. Brad is released and dies of a heart attack. Jordan's allies fall, one by one. In a final attempt to escape, he boards his yacht, only for it to sink in a storm. Rescued by the Italian Navy, he watches a plane explode right before his eyes. The trauma is deep. He decides to quit drugs and tries to reinvent himself. But the legal pressure doesn't stop. The Swiss banker is arrested. Jordan is indicted for money laundering. To avoid jail, he agrees to cooperate, even if it means betraying his friends. But even that goes wrong. Donnie breaks the deal. The next day, Jordan is arrested. In court, he names his former partners. Stratton Oakmont collapses. Jordan is sentenced to 3 years in federal prison in Nevada. When he gets out, stocks are behind him. Now Jordan sells his own legend. He tours the world as a sales trainer and motivational speaker. And in front of every crowd, he asks one simple but powerful question. Sell me this pen.